What's up, guys, and welcome to the Heroic Mode Fang Guide. As always, I'm going to be bringing you this guide, and this is a 10-man version of it because, well, that's how we killed it. In this fight, there's a couple things that you need to know. There really is the same fight, but there's an extra phase, and how you position him actually determines what phase he goes into, okay? So what you pick up is you pick up a shield phase, and I'll go over that in just a minute when we get there. But first off, what you're doing is you actually have 4 phases now instead of 3, and every 25% you can activate another phase. So what you want to do is understand that it's in a proximity, so he will activate to the closest one. So once you get him into the phase that you want him, position him right, but understand that as he gets closer to 75%, you want to make sure that he's positioned at a point to where he will go to the next phase that you want him to go with, as it works that way. How we did it is we actually did it in a clockwise pattern, starting at the bottom left of the room, so we could do the arcane resonance part first. This phase of the fight is the most healing intensive, and it's just easier to get through at the beginning of the fight when everybody has more mana, has all their cooldowns. You can really burn through this phase quite quickly, making it very, just a non-issue. As you can see now, the green pillars are up, so you can pick another phase. He's going to go over to his shield phase. Now, this is the new phase, okay? In this shield phase, what you want to do is understand how this phase works. Adds will spawn under players. He will throw a shield down. So once he throws a shield down, if you can barrier it, because then you don't have to deal with the adds. You want to get him down to 50% as quick as humanly possible, so that you can deal with as few add phases as possible. So what you want to do is make sure everybody else is stacked over by the boss. He'll throw the shield normally out towards the center or away from him, wherever he's facing. So that's why everybody needs to be stacked up behind the boss. It gives you a little bit more room to deal with the adds, and the adds are the biggest key in this fight. There is not another phase that will pretty much wipe your raid. The rest of it is a normal mode fight. This is the only difference in the entire fight. What you're doing is once he throws the shield down, adds will come up. You need to get every slow that you can get out on these guys, okay? After that, what you need to understand is that you need to burn these adds down before they reach that shield. If they reach that shield, it heals the boss. It's not good. It will heal him to full if even like 2 make him back, so please don't let them reach. The next thing that you need to understand is that they can be knocked back. So if you can Gorfine's Grasp, if you can Thunderbolt, if you can, I know the Druid's Typhoon, you can, anything that you can do to knock these guys back, keep them away from there, give your DPS as much time as they can to kill these adds, the better. That's just the key to this fight. After that, the next one, obviously, you're just rotating the barrier again. So you're just rotating back and forth. Nullify one, kill adds. Nullify one, kill adds. And you got to do this as many times as you have to do it, but understand that the transition from this phase into the earthquake phase is one of the hardest transitions. What you need to do is just make sure that you have your timing set up so that if he's almost at 50%, get that last phase out there because you know it's coming. If you can't push through it, because you don't want to push through it and then have it spawn, you won't be able to recover from it. You just can't. You will wipe. So just understand that if you're at like 53% and you see that phase is about to start, just stop your DPS real quick, get the adds down, and then you'll burn him into the next phase at the appropriate time. But again, when you see all these adds come out, you need to make sure you're getting your slows down, make sure you're getting your knockbacks up, your grasps ready, whatever you can do to keep those adds out of that shield. That's what you're doing. After that, you're just AoEing everything down as hard as you can. And then that's the whole phase. As soon as you kill the adds, you just get back on the boss, and it's just a rotate phase. It's really not that difficult. Healers understand that there is a decent amount of AoE damage going out, but the tank is getting hit like a truck in this phase. So you do need to understand that, that you need to watch those health pools because they will spike a little bit during this phase as well. So just be prepared to have, any quick, efficient heals ready to go during this phase. After that, in this next phase, obviously it's the same as normal, so you just make sure that you have somebody set up to interrupt every other earthquake so you don't have to deal with it. You really need to try to save as much mana and as many cooldowns as you can, and try to get as much DPS out as you can. So if you can stun the boss, you don't have to go through that whole phase where you pretty much miss everything. The better it is for your DPS, the quicker you'll get through this phase, and the quicker you'll move on to the next phase. I can't stress enough how you really need to just make sure that you're doing this properly. It's just essential to getting this fight down. Make sure that if you're the one soaking the lightning bolts, that you get in position when you're told to get in position. You'll see me doing it in just a moment here. But also make sure that, understand guys, this is a normal mode fight. don't die to normal mode mechanics. That's the first rule of any heroic fight, is don't die to a normal mode mechanic, okay? Now this is me getting that so that they can stun me. Now I'd ice block here just till he got unstunned, and then I can get back out and go back to DPSing. So I did lose a little bit of damage in this fight from having to do this, but that's okay. We got the boss kill, and that's what matters most, is that you're getting the kill. The next thing that you have to understand is, you know, if there's a normal mode mechanic, you can't fail to that, because that will kill you in a heroic mode pretty much every single fight. There's not one that I can really think of that has anything that doesn't work for. You'll see that we get one more epicenter that comes out, and then after this, he does a lightning bolt before he changes phases. Now, these lightning bolts don't move any faster than they used to. They're not any different. They're not any bigger. And you'll see two people just straight fail to it. And you can't do that, okay? If your job is to soak it, soak it. If it's not, don't get hit by it. We managed to kill this fight, luckily, because we still had heroism and we had our DPS to way overpower this thing, or losing 2 DPS and a healer right off the bat would have completely killed us. That's just the way it is. So as you can see, 3 people got hit by that thing, which is just god-awful. You can't let that happen, because it will kill you. So, and then in this phase, you have your fire phase again. And as you can see, same thing as normal. If you get fire, you run out of the room, and you run back to behind the boss. You run out, you run back, and I'll get here in a minute. Just understand that it's a heroic mode, yes, but relax, okay? There's only a couple extra things that they added, and by the time that you get through 50% of this phase, it's the same fight as the first 3/4 of the fight in normal. There's nothing different at that point. It just hits harder, and you just can't be stupid. That's the only thing that you can't do, is just do normal mode mechanics. If you can do all these things, guys, you will see this boss go down. It's really not a hard heroic fight. It's just a matter of coordinating through that shield phase, making sure that that's cleaned up, and then you're fine. You'll get this fight down. It's not a big deal. Again, I'm going to try to get another. I've got Spirit Kings and Elegon to do left. I'm going to try to get those out in the next 2 days for you guys on heroic mode. Hope you like this one, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.